Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and as you always know, you like my videos, you can like them, and also if you enjoy DC content, Raidbots things, broke things in general, and also the things about simulation craft that we will do, you can also subscribe in one of the cats that is over there. So let's begin with this video. As you know, we have been doing the Raidbots things as the first kind of part that we want for the simulation craft and of the theory crafting things that I will do in the future, just so people have a way to just check the different parts of Raidbots. This will be the video about Top Gear. So this will be a little bit longer than normal, but I will try to explain everything place by place because this is kind of the thing that you should focus if you can't, you can, to get the most of the gear that you want to equip or acquire. Like the optimizer, it's good in a vacuum, but you really want to know about the different talent sets and everything, and even gems and other things that you want to mix and match. This is way easier to do with Top Gear or with Advanced, but Advanced will be something that we will talk after some TC videos, because otherwise people just, if I talk about copies and importing APLs and things like that, you won't really understand. So that is not the goal of these videos right now. Let's talk about Top Gear. And now I will here. This is the main screen that you will get when you are in Top Gear. Like, you enter to the main Raidbots page, like Top Gear here. Remember to and compare now doesn't exist. It's now a part of Top Gear. It's on the lower part here. You can get different loadouts, and as always, like in every video that I say, remember that you have to get the Simulationcraft add-on, or of course one of those forks that also work, and you put /simc to get your string and copy it. Now after you copy, you will get all of these things when you get the gear on your bags, the current talent loadout that you are in, and then of course here we have extra things. You can simulate without set, with 2 set and 4 set. We get the new sets, other things. Here you can check upgrade thingies, like on the plus here. You can also remove sockets or add them. If there is a possibility to upgrade, you can upgrade here. You can see, because I have the Whelpling crest and the Drake crest, you can keep upgrading this item. For example, it can get to 463. Then if you want, you can also use the catalyst. You can also put different catalyst charges. You can make everything infinite here. You can also show the other ones you don't have, and you can add them. A lot of things. Now, of course, right now this is my current gear. I crafted the sport glove before it got slammed, but it is what it is. And now, as you can see, my 2 embellishments are blue circle lightnings. We are not going to talk about embellishments because this is not like a rogue centric video right now. But just so you know, this will be like my current gear. And now I already did a fast sim. These ones take a little bit longer, so I'm not going to do one inside of the video. But you should know that if you select a lot of gems things or different combinations of talents, it will take quite a while. Of course, as you know, the base iterations are 300,000. You get some iterations per each gear set that you put. And of course, if you want more, you can acquire Raidbots Premium. There are different things you can get. And of course, as you know also, try to use the nightly unless your Discord for the class indicates that the nightly build is broken. Sometimes we use also latest if there is like something that we want to debug, but you can just forget about that one. And then weekly is just kind of the stable one that usually doesn't break that much, but also sometimes breaks. So just try to always use nightly. Now, as I always say in other videos, as rogue, we usually use patchwork and dungeon slice, but depending on your class or spec, you can use different ones. And also here you have different things that you can tweak. For example, blue circle lining, I put it at 70% instead of 40. That is the baseline. Because of the way subtlety works, we heal a lot inside dance, and those are the most important parts. You get almost full uptime on those, but you can also tweak it and make it 40 again. Corrupting Rage, I put it at 85. I don't remember which is the baseline, but you can even put it at 90 on some bosses or some things that you want to check. You can just see some logs on people and how is their uptime, and you will have more or less that. These things about these trinkets mm, are just the things that you want to put. Ominous Cometic and these other ones that we don't really use anymore. Here you can change them, of course. Remember that you have to, this is the baseline, and then you put show more options, and you can see all of this. Of course, for example, in your right, if you don't have the Wind Fury totem, that is something that happens sometimes, you have to untick it, and then you will get it. As for the sim itself, after it does all the combinations and things, you will get your top gear. And of course, it will say this is your top gear. It will show you the talents that it uses. And here, things, if they change, they will be here highlighted. And as you can see here, it's better for me to use my 447 crafted offhand instead of the 441 that I have. I'm using it the 441 because it has avoidance. And it's quite useful in many bosses, especially in Sarkareth that I was doing as the last boss of the raid, that it is. Now, of course, I also put the Fragment of Charlemagne, that it's more DPS than my other trinket that was the Cult of Suffering, a heroic one. If you have a mythic one, it's likely that it's almost the same. And my gear is versatility and crit heavy because I also like to change to outlaw if there is any need. If you wanted to change to assassination, you will get more mastery and crit gear and other things. And this will be the same for all specs and classes in the game. You have some things, for example, this talent will maybe works in single target, but if we select a dungeon slice or cliff, we will use different talents and we can check. You also can see here that I have Mythic Plus talents, then the normal Mythic Plus is with another set, and that will be most of the things that you want to know about. Now, of course, lastly, this you can change all the enchants, and you can also check how the new helmet enchant will work. This will be available more likely 1 or 2 months into the patch. And here you can of course main hand off hand if you have two. If you have only one. Then on the chest we always use, in this case, weaken stats. It's just more damage. And here some classes use the versatility, others use the only main stat. Armor depends. And then for ring enchants, I always choose between these two. Usually there is not much of a difference, but it can help sometimes. I know that crit and versatility are close. I'm going to put versatility because you also get a defensive benefit. Gems, the same thing. Remember, you can only have one Primalis gem, so take care of that. And on the other, you can choose any of these. Try to avoid the single stat one because they are quite bad. They give less stats. You can see 88, and this is 103. And that will be almost everything simple that you want to check with top gear. Remember also that you can get your string, for example, and if you want, you can come to my sheet. It's on the description. This is for the new crafted gear and the gear in the raid. You can also change the level before you paste it. Like you put it in like an output or something, and instead of 489, for example, if you want it to be the heroic one, you can put it, for example, this amulet, you can put 473 or 483 if you want it to be full upgrades. Just remember, if you get the string directly from this, you need to change the level manually because it doesn't work with the Raidbots thing to put that. For example, I'm going to put here different crafted helmets. We'll just go from the gear from backs here. You can see I have gear from backs. Go a little bit upwards. We can paste this at the end and it will change the string. Of course, you will have to put a little bit different. You can see here now all of the heads that are available, and here you have the socket itself. You can just check them, the stat that they have. I also put on the string here the stats that they have, and I also have to put the numbers and the webhead links and everything else. This takes a lot of time, so I will take that, but just remember I also have here a little description on things, and also here the upgrade path. If you want to check one in number, you have to know which one you want to put. Like if you know you have 3 upgrades, you can select to change the items like that. Remember that this is really easy. You can just make a copy yourself. If you don't know how, there are a lot of tutorials how to do it, and then you can just do a replace, find and replace. It's really easy. You do Control F and you put, for example, 485 and change it to 476 or something like that. And instead of 486, you get 476, and you can just do that. Copy the strings and you will be good to go. So that will be all, and I hope you have a nice day. Next video.